opportunity to fight Ortiz. And I've earned it the hard way. So I'm excited to be in Texas. I'm excited to show more to my ability than I've been able to show in my previous fights, because in my previous fights, I've coasted points wins against good fighters, but I've not been in any trouble. I've not had to dig deep. I've not had to go somewhere that I've never been before. And I know I'm going to have to in this fight. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for Saturday and I can't wait.
Okay. Thank you. And now let me go with Vergil. Vergil, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. It's been like a year, right? How's the feeling to return after 1 year, of course, in your hometown? How is the feeling? Because maybe a fighter like you, it feels like desperate to return to the ring. How was the feeling now, days before?
Yeah, it feels great. First of all, how are you doing yourself? It's been a long time. It's been great. I forgot the question already. I'm over here skipping shit. What you say?
No.
How does it feel?
You are
okay. No, I remember.
Really active fighter. You are a really active fighter, and it's been a year. So how is the feeling? You feel desperate at some point that you can fight?
I wouldn't say desperate. I mean, fortunately, time is on my side. I'm only 24 years old. At the same time, I don't want to be wasting time. You know, I should have fought 3 or 4 times already by this time since August, and that's time we won't get back. But I try my best to remain optimistic about any scenario, no matter how negative it is. But yeah, I feel very happy. I'm very excited to be back in the ring, and I'm just ready to put on a great show for the fans all across the world.
Vergil, you know this for sure. Boxing in Mexico is not only a sport; it's a religion. And in Mexico, everybody's talking about Vergil Ortiz. So, how is the feeling to be part of the Mexican boxers? Because again, it's not a sport. It's not only boxing in Mexico, and you know that. And for the Mexicans as well in USA, boxing is a religion, and you are part of the Mexicans now, like a great star.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's my people. I every time I go to Mexico, I always feel like I'm at home. You know, it's a different feeling. The people there are so united. I feel like everyone's just very friendly to each other, and to have that support from my own people, obviously, I love that. Makes me feel great. Makes me feel like I'm doing something.
Awesome. Finally, with Eric. Muy buenos días, Eric. Si me puede responder con el saludo en español.
¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? Buenos días.
Saludarte. La experiencia que tienes en boxeo, Eric, tú sabes que se hace mucho ruido con Crawford, mucho ruido con Errol Spence, pero al final de cuentas yo creo que tú y Golden Boy tienen al 147 más peligroso y más silencioso. ¿Tú estarías de acuerdo conmigo que a lo mejor Vergil no es un hombre que hace mucho ruido? Si, como dicen, este perro no ladra, solo muerde. Ese es uno de los peleadores o el más peligroso, pero en silencio.
Sí, obviamente, no tan silencio porque ya mucha gente ya lo está conociendo. Pero sí, es que está joven. Lo que le falta a Vergil es la experiencia. Y obviamente peleando estas peleas con los mejores del mundo, clasificados, así es como va a ganarse esa experiencia. Pero él está listo para quien sea. Después de esta pelea, primero Dios, todo salga bien. Él va a estar listo para pelear con los grandes nombres, con Crawford, con Spence, con quien sea. Es lo que ha querido él. Él siempre ha querido los mejores. Y para nosotros es un placer trabajar con un muchacho así, tan disciplinado, que quiere lo mejor para él.
Claro. Me refería a el silencio, porque no es bocón solamente, pero sí, entiendo que es un peleador del que todo el mundo habla. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Ernesto.
Ceci, let me translate that real quick. I'll translate it. Yeah, so the question was, you know, obviously Vergil, you know, like he's young, undefeated. Do you consider him the most dangerous in the division? You have champions like Errol Spence and Crawford. Is Vergil one of the most dangerous fighters in the division? And I said, of course he is. Obviously, you have to respect his power. But he's also very young. And what Vergil needs is the experience. And fights like these, fighting top fighters in the world, like a Michael McKinson, who's highly rated in the world, he needs the experience of fighting different styles. If he's victorious on Saturday night, if he's able to be victorious, it's a tough fight. Then he's ready. He's ready for any of the top fighters in the world.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much, Ernesto. Next, we have Joe Lee from Seconds Out. Go ahead, Joe.
Thank you. I have a question for both fighters. First, Vergil, good to meet you virtually. How are you?
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. So my first question is, how much do you actually know about Mikey the Problem? Obviously, you saw his fight over in America when you were obviously meant to fight. But beforehand, how much do you actually know about Mikey the Problem and his career?
I mean, I don't know too much. I know where he's from. I get a lot of people on Twitter and Instagram saying that he's going to beat me. I'm familiar with Portsmouth, I believe it's called. Yeah. I know it pretty much now. I mean, there's not a whole lot to go off of. I don't know anything obviously about his interests or his personal life or nothing about that. I do know he's 22-0, 2 knockouts. You know what? I mean, here's how I see it as if you don't have a whole lot of power and you have 2 knockouts, I would say it's almost impressive to have an undefeated record, because you have to make it up somehow, right? And I mean, he has had knockdowns his last few fights, so I'm very aware of that as well. So it's not like I'm gonna go in there expecting an easy fight, and I bet you a lot of people think I'm expecting an easy fight, but I'm treating this fight as if it's my world title fight. But I mean, other than that, that's pretty much it as far as I know about him.
Cool. Good to hear. Looking forward to it Saturday. For you, Mikey, you mentioned, I saw on your Instagram on an interview with IFL, for a young guy it could go pear-shaped. What did you mean by that? And obviously, I'm not sure if he'll know what pear-shaped is, but what did you mean by that quote?
Well, what I meant was he's got a lot of height, a lot of momentum. I think it would be 51 weeks he would have been out of the ring. So what I'm saying is he snatched all that momentum away from him. He needs to build that momentum again. You know, for a young guy with that much momentum and that much height, to rebuild that will be hard.
Okay, thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you, Joe. Next, we have Cole Winston from Boxing World Weekly. Go ahead, Cole.
Hi, guys. Thank you. And I have one question for Michael and then a couple questions for Vergil. So I'll start with Michael. Michael, obviously your confidence for this fight is up there, and obviously as it should be, as the fighter that you are. But what do you think that you provide that's a different style than previous fighters that Vergil Ortiz has already fought?
Okay, I'll pick one thing out. I've got something different than everyone he's fought. He's not fought anybody undefeated, so he's not been in the ring with anybody that's never tasted defeat. I've never tasted defeat. I don't know what it's like to lose. I'm a very proud Englishman coming to the other side of the world, coming to the lion's den in an attempt to tame the lion, tame the young lion. He's not put a foot wrong. He's looked vulnerable in certain fights, but he's not put a foot wrong, and he's a great young fighter. But I have a different style than most people, a style that can expose most things in certain fighters. So I know I've got a hard fight ahead of me. I've got a big task ahead of me, but I know that I'm very mentally capable of pulling it off.
I actually do have a follow-up question for you.
Okay.
So you obviously had the replacement opponent for that fight when Vergil Ortiz had to pull out. Do you think that was actually better for you, even though it was a style that wouldn't resemble Vergil Ortiz?
No. It was a very clash of styles. That week for me was hard. So I found out the Tuesday, and the Tuesday to the Thursday evening, I said yes to 7 different names. 7 different names. I said yes. Every single one of them, I said yes, just keep me on the show. Keep me on the show. I want my US debut. I've prepared for 4 months, no matter who it is. Now, out of them 7 guys, Alex Martin was probably the least that I wanted to fight. You know, he was a slick fighter. He was a southpaw, but you know, he was quite negative. He was quite negative, and it was a boring fight. I was prepared to fight somebody the complete opposite for nearly 4 months. I think I found out the November because we was originally fighting in January, so it was a long time. And like even my last 3 fights, I'm a very clever, tactical, awkward fighter, but my last 3 fights have been Alex Martin, who's a negative southpaw, and it was a clash of styles. Before that, I fought the Polish guy who, after 1 round, he was in a shell for 10 rounds. So I had to try and before that was I fought a guy over in it was in Gibraltar called Chris Congo, I was the B side, he was favoured, and I was on the front foot, and I was the one making things happen for the whole fight. And people that know me, I'm better when there's somebody coming to take my head off. You know, I get excited about being in that danger zone. But I haven't been able to do it in a long time. I haven't been able to do it as I've been going up levels. So yeah, people really haven't seen half of what I can do, I believe. You know, so yeah, I'm excited for Saturday night.
That's awesome, man. That's glad to hear. Good luck to you on Saturday. And my 2 questions for Vergil. I'll start with, obviously, you've mentioned in the past, like this, it's been a year that you haven't been in the ring. Win, lose on Saturday night, do you plan on being more active this year, regardless of that world title shot, Vergil?
For sure. You know, that's the minimum amount of fights that I want a year is 3. I would like to always get 4. If we can shoot for 5, I don't know if that's possible, but I'm more than willing to do it. You know, I just want to get some rounds, and I want to get this experience. And boxing career is probably the shortest career of any sport. So I want to make sure that I put in as much work as I can.
I agree. And my last question for you is, I read the article on Boxing Scene today, and it mentioned, you know, if you don't get that world title shot soon, you're looking to move up to 154 based off of what has happened, obviously, in your previous camp. So I'm wondering, is there a timeline in your head for that? Is there a timeline where if that world title shot doesn't come by the end of 2022 or by the end of 2023, that you have a timeline for when you're going to move up?
They might have misquoted me. I said that I wasn't going to move up until I get a world title.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if that world title doesn't come, like, obviously you want that world title as soon as possible. So, or is there no timeline? You're not moving until the world title shot comes.
I'm not moving. No.
That's good. That's good. I that's what I was looking to hear. So thanks, Vergil. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Cole. Next, we have Ryan OHara from nyfights.com. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you for having me on. Thank you, Vergil. Thank you, Eric. I have 2 questions for Vergil, and then I have 1 question for Eric. We'll start with the rhabdomyolysis. You know, obviously that's what caused the initial fight with McKinson to be postponed. What have you learned from that whole situation? And you know, have you adjusted anything in training to avoid that sort of situation again?
I've learned a lot of things, and especially things like interviewers and reporters talking about stuff that they don't know, especially on Twitter, including you. And for that reason, I will not be answering your questions today or ever.
Of course. Respect with that. Eric, my question for you is, obviously, you know, Golden Boy had some issues with, you know, with the Jermell Charlo Jaime Munguia fight, with the negotiations. You know, there was a deal, and then, you know, the idea was to have a joint pay-per-view between Showtime and DAZN. And then I don't know how to pronounce the chief operating officer with Golden Boy. He said that, you know, Tank Garcia has to be a joint pay-per-view as well. If we're talking about Vergil, you know, getting a title shot and potentially fighting Errol Spence in the future, who's with PBC, do you see an issue in getting Vergil that title shot, given the strategy that Golden Boy has been taking these past few months?
No, not at all. Not at all. There's always a way. In fact, with the Charlo fight, there was never a deal done. We had preliminary talks, and it was very apparent from the beginning that we weren't going to be able to get it done in a timely fashion. We've continued talks. Everything's going smoothly. We'll see. We're always going to try to get our fighters the best fights possible. We're always willing to bend. We're always willing to work things out. And that's our position. You know, there's always a way. There's always a solution for any problem. And that's how we've been successful in the past, making big fights.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
Right,
you,
thank
Ryan. Thank you. Next, we have Ismael Salam from Beats Boxing Mayhem. Go ahead, Ismael.
Thank you. First question is for Michael. I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned that you're an undefeated fighter. You're going to be the first undefeated fighter that Vergil's facing. I think a lot of people are also overlooking that you have several undefeated fighters that you've beaten in your career, I believe about 4. And the one that we most know over here probably be Ryan Martin. I wanted to get your take on if you've noticed a difference in the ring between facing defeated fighters or undefeated fighters, being that we normally assume undefeated fighters don't know how to lose, so they're a little bit more aggressive. Do you see that in the ring in the fighters you have fought that were undefeated? And what do you see in Vergil with him being an undefeated fighter as well?
Undefeated fighters are hungry. They're hungry. They're proud. They're hungry people. And, you know, not only have I taken undefeated records before, I've taken undefeated records in their backyard. But the Ryan Martin, I think that you know, is a different Ryan Martin to the one I fought. There's a US Ryan Martin. There's a UK Ryan Martin. The UK one that I beat is not as good. but yeah, I've taken undefeated fighters' records in their own backyard, and I've gone into hostility to do it. And you know, like, I know this is on a bigger scale, coming to Texas, fighting Vergil Ortiz in his backyard. So it's going to be hostile. But I'm built for this. I'm built different. Like, if people looked into my rise and my record, from early on, I've taken gambles to go to people's backyards and define the odds and come out victorious, fight these young, hungry fighters at a lower level, granted. But now I'll get to do it. Probably the young fighter that's tipped for superstardom in Vergil Ortiz. He's a great young fighter. The whole world's watching him right now. So yeah, I'm excited to come and fight him in his backyard.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Michael. And my last question is for Vergil. Vergil, you've pretty much spent your career letting your fists do the talking in the ring. You don't do a lot of the theatrics outside of it, but we've seen that can be almost to a detriment. We see with Ryan Garcia, he's been very vocal with wanting to get Tank, and it seems like that fight is at least getting traction as far as talks go. Do you feel because you've had that layoff, do you have to do a little bit more talking outside of the ring, or do you still think you can feel comfortable just letting your in-ring work do the talking for you?
I feel like, see, if I start talking outside of the ring, you're gonna tell right away that's not the kind of person I am. So I'm not gonna sit here and try to fake it and be someone that I'm not. That's just that I'm not good at doing that. I mean, I can do it if I want to, but it's gonna be pretty obvious that that's not the kind of person I am. So I'm just gonna stick to letting my fists doing the talking, or let my skills pay the bills. I guess that's cheesy as hell, but yeah, that's pretty much my answer.
Got it. Vergil and Michael, thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ismael. Next, we have Kendrick Johnson from MMA Weekly. Go ahead, Kendrick.
How you doing? I got a couple questions for Vergil and one for Michael. First one's for Michael. Michael, with only having 2 knockouts, how do you feel that your lack of knockouts is going to be able to keep Vergil off, when we know that everybody he's fought has sooner or later succumbed to his pressure and been stopped just about?
Sorry, can you say that one again? I didn't quite make the whole question.
I said, with you only having 2 knockouts, how are you going to be able to keep Vergil off of you, since that's what he does? He pressures. he breaks somebody down against people that've been stronger punchers than you, and they haven't been able to keep him off of him, keep him off of them. So how are you gonna be able to keep him off of you on Saturday night?
I've fought bigger, stronger, big punchers, sparred big punchers. I've been in the ring with big guys my whole life, and I don't believe the reason I've got 2 knockouts, it's not that I can't punch. It's because it's been so easy outpointing these guys, and I say it's been easy, but I've been comfortable. As I've stepped up levels, I've been comfortable. You can look back at 22 fights, and if you can find a fight where I've looked vulnerable and I look uncomfortable and I've had to dig deep, then please show me. So I've not been in a fight where I've had to dig deep. I believe Vergil will 100% take me to places I've never been before. And that's when I get to, people know I've got a good boxing brain. Now it's time to show people I've got a big boxing heart. I don't believe my knockouts lack of knockouts has affected my rise, so it shouldn't affect me being at the world-class level.
You think you're gonna have to take some chances on Saturday to beat him in his backyard and shock the world?
Of course. I can't just come over and nick a win. I'm fighting Vergil Ortiz in his backyard. I have to make sure I win clear. I have to make sure I take chances. I have to take advantage of every opportunity possible. So yeah, we know, and we're well prepared.
And next question for Vergil. Vergil, as we know, hello. So next question for Vergil. As we know, every time you come out and you put on the show, are you getting tired that your fights, when leading up to the fights, like you get more questions about people in the future and future opponents and title shots more than your actual opponent, Vergil?
Yeah, I always get questions like, all right, after this fight, not looking past. I'm like, well, just you asking me that question is already looking past the opponent. You know, it doesn't matter what you say before that question. It's just like, dude, let's focus on this fight. Ask me questions about this fight. And what do you, there's like 2 names you can ask me after this fight. You know, you got Spencer Crawford. You know, well, what am I gonna say? They're tied up right now. When am I gonna fight them? I don't know. Who do I think is gonna win? I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows I can tell you about those questions, and you're just not gonna get anything different because 100 other people have asked me that same question already.
That's why I'm not asking that question. So with the long activity streak, do you have to feel like even though you're a rising star, you're a known KO artist, do you feel that you have to put on a show and send out a message or put out a statement since people kind of question you since the long layoff? Is he still that guy?
There's been a lot of people doubting me, and I feel like that's really stupid of them, because if there's one thing that I'm good at doing, and it's probably the only thing I'm good at doing, is boxing. And I don't know, it's just I wouldn't say it's how do I say it? What was the word? It's not like it bothers me, but it does bother me that people are doubting me, and I'm just gonna have to show them, I guess. I mean, what else can I do? I don't talk. I'm not gonna sit out here and talk every heckler on Twitter and Instagram. I'm just gonna do what I do best, and that's box.
The final question for me: do you think this is just some fake bravado? He's talking a lot of good game and act like he basically gonna stand in the pocket with you and trade the way he's put on this persona. Do you think that's just leading up to the talk? You're gonna see a different guy on Saturday night, or do you think he really is gonna be that guy taking chances on Saturday night, trying to shock the world?
I've seen him fight, and he carries a lot of pride with him. So I don't think it's vibrato at all.
Hey, thank you.
Looks, yeah.
Thank you, Kendrick. All right. We are going to take 2 more reporters next. We just need to start wrapping up this call. And next we have Steven Cureno from KO Artist Sports. Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, southpaws are literally the mirror image of right-handers. So naturally, we are farther. We are a lot farther compared to fighting someone that stands the same way as you. Um, I mean, really, it's the same, but it's not. There's a lot of pros and cons to being a southpaw or orthodox fighter. I mean, really, it's just a lot of things that go without saying, you know. Well, you see, for me, when I say I'm good at something, it means I can make a living off of it. I can't make a living off of guitar. I mean, I'm okay at it. I do it as a hobby, but I couldn't do that. But I was playing John Mayer right now, if that's what you were asking. I don't even know, man. I think
Thank you, Stephen. Next, we have Adriana Noriega from ABN Sports. Go ahead, Adriana.
Hi, good morning. This first question is for Michael. Michael, good to talk to you again. I just want to see your take on obviously this fight against Vergil Ortiz. How important do you believe a victory over Vergil would be for your career? What can it do for you?
A victory changes my life, my daughter's life, people around me's life, even my city of Portsmouth, as Vergil knows my city of Portsmouth now. A victory changes everything for me. I've never been given anything. Anything's never been handed to me on a plate. I've had to go out and earn it the hard way. So yeah, the fight's huge. Like, me getting the opportunity is huge, but a victory changes my life. So yeah, that's how important it is to me.
You mentioned earlier that you haven't had the luxury or the chance to be able to, pick fights, pick the opponents, that you're usually the B side. So I'll ask you this: if you were given the chance, the opportunity to pick your next opponents, who would you have in mind?
I don't look past August 6th at all. This is my world title. I'm a big underdog. I've got a huge job on Saturday night, and I haven't looked of what I'm doing August 7th yet. It's an important job on Saturday. So yeah, I wouldn't pick.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
My next question is for Vergil. Vergil, give me a second. At 18-0 with 18 knockouts, I'm wondering how much it's on your mind. How badly do you want to continue that KO streak? I know that the main thing is to get a victory regardless, but how much do you want to continue that streak? And you're muted, Vergil.
my bad. I mean, obviously, everyone wants to do as good as possible as they can in their fights, and that's usually with the knockout. But as far as being concerned about keeping it alive, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't care. It's a good thing, and I'm grateful for having it. I'm kind of known for that, and I mean, it's like it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because it's a blessing. People are like, oh, let's watch him. He's won all his fights by knockout. But at the same time, it's just like a lot of people now only see me as some reckless punching machine that only goes in for the knockout and can't think. And I'm just a bull that sees red. That's not the kind of fighter I am. If anything, a lot of my knockouts have come from me actually thinking and exploiting the weaknesses and stuff like that. So anyways, long story short, I'm not really worried about if I get a knockout this fight or not. I would love one. But I'm not concerned about losing my knockout streak or anything like that.
All right. And I know you don't want this question, Vergil. I know, but I've known you for a while. I'm going to go at it a different angle. Being from Dallas, and obviously you just said that you want to stay at 147 until you get your title. Is there a little bit of bias to hopefully make a fight with Errol Spence over Crawford because of the whole hometown in Dallas?
There's really no bias about that. I would love to fight Spence in the Cowboy Stadium. But I mean, the truth is I really want to fight everybody. That's just the cold, hard truth. I don't care who wins. I don't care who I fight. I just want to fight.
And become a champion.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Vergil, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adriana. So that's all the time we have for today. We have time for so many closing statements. Michael, do you want to start off with any closing statements for today's call?
No, not really. My closing statement is I do appreciate Golden Boy and Team Ortiz for giving me the opportunity again. They didn't need to, but they did the right thing. Obviously, I prepared once and I turned up to LA, and it was unfortunate circumstances, but I'm just glad I've got the opportunity again, and I'll get to make everyone back home proud and get to go out there and change my life.
Thank you, Michael. Vergil, any closing words on your side?
I just want to say thank you for everyone for tuning in. It's been pretty cool. I feel like I'm doing something again. For the past year, I felt like a bum. I felt like I'm not providing for my family. Sometimes I'm not exactly sure how depression feels, but just being stuck in my room, having no sense of reason of being here. That's like one of the hardest things I had to do, you know. And seeing Michael fight, and I'm not the one fighting him, you know, it kind of hurt a little bit. Just it sucked. I felt like I had no reason being here. I had no purpose. I had no meaning. So I'm very happy to be fighting again this Saturday. And yeah.
Thank you, Vergil. Eric, any closing statements on behalf of Golden Boy?
Thank you, Cecilia. I want to thank both fighters. This is going to be an exciting fight. Again, it's rare that you get two fighters at this stage of their career undefeated to face each other. The winner definitely is going to be in line for a world title. So we're excited about that. These are, you know, it's very gratifying for us as promoters to be able to put events like this. Don't miss it. It's going to be on the Zone on Saturday. If you can be there in person, tickets are still available. You can get them at Ticketmaster, Dickies Arena, or also at goldenboypromotions.com. I'll see you guys there. I'm looking forward to this one. Thank you, guys.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. This concludes our call. I will talk to you guys all very soon, and I will send you guys links to the recording, both the video and the audio, for your stories. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Celia, thank you.
Bye.
The recording has stopped.
All right. So that was it. That was Vergil Ortiz talking about his fight this weekend with McKinson. Man, I can't even remember. What's the dude's first name? Michael McKinson. That's right. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Michael McKinson is 22-0, but I want to say it's only like 2 knockouts. Vergil said something that, you know, maybe that makes it a little more impressive, right? Because he still had to make it to this point, which is not a bad point to make. That is true. You got to be really good at other stuff if you're made it to this point and you only have 2 knockouts. So, you know, credit to McKinson. Yeah, you know, because I run this program and I also run the what's it called? The Zoom, sometimes my voice doesn't get heard on this thing. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I asked them basically about what did I ask them about? Oh, just, well, you know, kind of what it means for him to be fighting a southpaw. I asked him kind of specifically. He has a unique view on like the foot battle, and he told me in an interview after that he doesn't, you know, the foot battle between like a left-hander and right-hander. He told me that he doesn't really care about it, really. He says he lets him have it. You know, the foot on the outside. So it was a very interesting perspective. I was hoping to kind of go into that, but my question was maybe a little long-winded, so he probably just lost it in the sauce. But anyway, what else did I ask him? Oh, at one point I saw him bring out his guitar, and so I was asking him just what he was working on there, and he started laughing. Said he was working on John Mayer. So, but yeah, that's what I was talking. That's what I asked him about. I'll try to figure that little glitch out. Hopefully I can, so the next time, because I'm actually going to go live again here. PBC is doing, here it is. Oh, it's at noon, so it's in a little while. But PBC will be doing a undercard press conference with the guys from the undercard of Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. That's a good undercard. Isaac Cruz is on the undercard. Rayo Valenzuela's on the undercard. Abner Matas is on the undercard. So it's a pretty solid undercard right there. So that is coming your way at noon today, guys. So hope you enjoy that. Tune into that. Hopefully you guys hit the bell icon to get the notifications when I do put out a video. Yeah. Vergil versus McKinson. I think, you know, I think Vergil really kind of shows out and shows who he really is. Did you see that part where Vergil got kind of mad at that reporter? It's kind of, oh, crap. I wonder what he said. Does anyone know what that guy said? I think it had something to do with Vergil's when he was sick with whoever that was he was sick with. I don't even know how to say it. What was that guy's name? Ryan something? Oh, there it is. Ryan OHara. What did this guy say? Does anyone know what he said? Why Vergil was mad? Did you guys see that part? It must have been a while ago anyway, so. I don't know what the dude said. But Vergil said something about, what did Vergil say? Something about not talking to fighters that, or not talking to people that or media members who don't know what they're talking about or something like that. He was not happy. Good stuff. Good stuff. What the heck? I wish I could find it so that I could put it on the screen. It was a long time ago, right? Because that was like, what, in March or something? Oh yeah, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be way down here. Yeah, this dude tweets a lot, so oh well. That would have been funny to see what he said, because I don't know, Vergil's doesn't react that way, and he was not happy. I'm gonna find out what that was. just to find out. Berlin, June. Man, this dude tweets a lot, bro. Never mind. I'm not going to find it. Or I mean, I am, but I don't. Maybe it's not that important. Anyway. Yeah, some of you guys saw that. The fight won't be close. Yeah, I think you're probably right. And the 7 a.m. workup call was kind of a lot for your boy. All right. I am going to get to chopping up this thing a little bit. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Like I said, I will be live again at noon. So, yeah, tune in. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you guys soon. Oh, wait a minute here. Let me do I paid for this thing. All right. Now I'm going to sign off with my little outro. Thank you guys.